Hello there. Well, hello, beautiful. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fandom Fights. We got a very exciting match for you today. It is the Summer Series Singles Tournament Finals. We have Nick. I want to say the number 2 seed, Joe Farrelly. He's going up against, I want to say, the 8 seed.
Correct, Tim.
Thomas Scully. 2 former singles champions, 1 Hall of Famer. I think we're in for an excellent Fandom Fights match. Like I said, it's the tournament finals. Both had difficult roads to get here. Excellent matches across the board. Nick, why don't you walk us through that?
Yeah, it's been great. Joe's having a killer year with the last one standing win, and what he's been doing with Igor and team so far has been incredible. And yeah, he took out some great players to get here. He took out Antonio, took out Cameron Holtzman, took out Tyler Birch. Crazy. Scully, in his return year, yes, a Hall of Famer, yes, a former champion. Incredible. I love his role in this tournament because he's basically been, I'm going to call him the Lady Tremaine of this tournament. He's killed every Cinderella that has tried to go on. He beat Jacoby. He beat Jacoby. He beat Kaiser. He then beat Javi to get here back to Joe. And we should mention, Tim, this is Joe versus Scully 4. This is the 4th time these guys are playing. It's been a minute since they've played, but each won before, but it's a whole new playing field. So I'm excited.
Is that for real? 4 times? My God. All right. Well, let's go talk to them right now in the promos.
Let's score more points than Joe. Let's play.
I can't believe it's Joe versus Scully 4 either. That's mad. Scully, when we played in teams, I said y'all should have stayed retired. Take it back. You're a hell of a player. I'm looking forward to this. I think we're both looking forward to this. Let's get this done.
Nick, thoughts on the promos?
Quick, painless, some veterans at giving promos that people don't mind watching.
Yep, while you're reading the rules, I'm going to open the questions. Nick, go for it.
Round number 1 is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions. They're on a Fandom Fights. Each player is going to have 15 seconds to write down their answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we'll say pens down, at which point the players will reveal their answer and say it aloud. Each correct answer is worth 1 point apiece, and should any individual player get all 10 questions correct in round number 1, they would receive a bonus question. Each player will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 1?
This feels like this should have happened here. This is like we've gone back in time. Good luck, Scully.
You too.
Let's do it. First question comes in the category of epic adventures. Which epic adventures film features the search for an item called the Lance of Longinus, which turns out to be a fake?
Who in this community do you think is the most fake? I would have to give the edge to Caleb Coho. Cody Newberry is
pointing seconds to that notion.
5. 3.
Yeah.
2. 1. No, he's just an ass. We all know that. Let's go to Scully.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
And Joe.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is correct. Your next question is in the category of creature features. In Jurassic Park 3, which U.S. state do the Kirby family live in? Does the Kirby family live in? Right? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Anna just pulled a black piece of bread out of the toaster and goes, "The toaster isn't toasting." And I was like, "Are you sure? It looks like it's." It's like a lot of that, actually.
2. 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Oregon
and Scully.
Iowa.
Both are incorrect. We were looking for Oklahoma.
The win comes.
I thought their place was in Portland for some reason.
Your third question comes in the category of Star Trek. In Star Trek Generations, what is the name of the woman Kirk plans to propose to in the Nexus?
What's up next is no, that was terrible. I was trying to do
dumb, Tim. That was dumb.
I was trying to do a
I just lost whatever appetite I had.
That was stupid.
5, 4,
Not good.
2, 1. Bad. Let's go to Scully.
Antonia.
And Joe.
Antonia
is correct. 2-2. Your next question is going to come in the category of YA. In the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, which 3 tributes does Katniss inform Haymitch and Peeta she wants as allies prior to the 75th Hunger Games? We've talked about this probably many times over the years. We've been doing this a long time. But
yes, Tim, I could win the Hunger Games. Thank you for asking.
I was not going to ask if you could win. I was going to see how you would fare.
I just told you I would win.
You think you can beat Katniss?
No. Don't they, like, blow you up if you step off too early?
Yeah.
I would do that and just save myself the trouble.
3, 2,
Repeat
1.
question.
All right, that's going to be the first repeat for Joe. Your question again. In the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, which 3 tributes does Katniss inform Haymitch and Peeta she wants as allies prior to the 75th Hunger Games?
How would you do, Tim?
So bad. Would not make it out of the cornucopia.
What if they picked, the tributes and everything, sent you on the train, whatever you got there, and you realize they've changed it to be like a Nathan's hot dog eating competition?
I could maybe get top 5 then.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
BT, Wirus, and Mags.
And Scully.
BT, Mags, and Wirus.
That is correct. So 3-3. Nick, what's next?
Next question comes in the category of mixed bag. Your question is, what actor plays the CEO of a company in a sci-fi icons film and an MCU film?
The Makoo. What? I said the Makoo.
We really are turning back the years.
Yeah, for real.
Ooh, should we host this whole thing like it's 2021? 5.
Sure. I'm lonely and sad.
That Dial of Destiny answer is out there.
Oh, I saw a repeat from Scully before I said pens down. Nick, go ahead again.
All right, the question again. What actor plays the CEO of a company in a sci-fi icons film and an MCU film? So it's 2021.
You're lonely and sad. What else could we say?
There's a strange lady in my apartment.
Multiplex Loves Movies is doing great. Why am I now on why are you pitching me a show with Caleb Boatman? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Scully.
Didn't have it.
And Joe.
Guy
Pearce is correct. All right, 4-3. Your next question is in the category of Star Wars. What is the name of the planet where Jyn was being held at an Imperial labor camp in Rogue One, a Star Wars story? Have you ever read any Star Wars books?
No.
I read some in my youth.
Why would I do that when I could watch
some interesting stories that weren't told in the moving pictures? 5, 4.
Were they that interesting though?
1. Pens down. Some of them. Let's go to I don't remember. Joe.
Wabani.
And Scully.
Wobani.
Wabani is correct. So it is 5-4. Nick, what's next?
Next question comes in the category of sci-fi icons. What is the name of Sam Witwicky's dog in the Transformers franchise?
Great question, but woof.
Was that on purpose?
Not at first, but then I thought about it in that like 3 seconds I was saying it. You remember when Ryan Howard created wolf.com?
Sure did.
5, 4,
Just
3,
sent you a wolf.
1, pens down. Wolf. Let's go to Scully.
Mojo.
And Joe.
Mojo.
Watchmojo.com. That is correct. 625. Your next question is in the category of American Spies. In the Bourne Identity, what side effect does the professor tell Bourne is a byproduct from their treadstone training? Sorry. Slip of the tongue.
Mojo.
Mojo. Nice.
You like that one?
Crikey, I've lost me mojo.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That is a
Look
good
out,
one.
I think Mojo likes you.
Oh. Ooh.
Ah.
5, 4,
I guess
3, 1, pens down. Let's go to Joe
Get such bad headaches.
and Scully.
I said amnesia.
Headaches is correct. So Joe will take a 2-point lead. It is 7-5. What's next, Nick?
Penultimate question comes in the category of criminal underworld. Which Fast and Furious film features Roman distracting a crowd with the birthday routine? Come big.
Oh man, I have thoughts about this.
She said.
Did she know it?
She said, "I like him chunky."
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Scully
Said F9.
and Joe.
Fast and Furious 7.
Don't think we can take Fast and Furious 7. The film is Furious 7. Right, Nick? Or is that where we're at?
I believe that's correct, unless it's called that somewhere else. But I pretty sure 7.
I'm willing to throw out the challenge on that. I think it's been referred to as many different things. I think Fast and Furious 7 is one of the advertised titles.
Okay, we'll be right back after this challenge. All right, back from the challenge. We took a look at it, and the film is called Fast and Furious 7 in other territories. Also, the one where Joe is from, it has been titled that before. It is an alternate title for the film. I'll Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone that we would take that as an answer. So 8-5 is the score. And we are moving into the final question of this round in the category of the MCU. Who portrays the Kree leader, Dar-Ben, in The Marvels? I just watched this.
I'm sorry.
Watch this. I mean, I watched the first hour, and then I had to go to sleep.
So sorry. I'm glad you got to leave before it was over.
Yeah, I like it more than you do, but it's not peak fiction or anything.
Peak fiction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mid fiction. 5, 4. Am I speaking a different language? 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
I know it.
And Scully.
I said Tatiana Smith.
The answer is Zawe Ashton.
Yeah.
I believe Tom Hiddleston's partner, if I'm not mistaken. So 8-5 is the score, Nick. Is that what you have?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, let's get into round number 2. How's it going to work?
Round number 2 is going to work like this. This is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 8 fandom categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Each player will get to spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. You'll get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you like to check down a multiple choice, at which point will only be worth 1. But be on the lookout at stealings available in round number 2. Your categories on the wheel today are James Bond, horror icons, MCU, Star Trek, epic adventures, worlds of DC, Wizarding World, and Law and Order. Take it away, Tim.
All right. So, Joe, you're in the lead. Do you want to spin first or defer?
I'm going to break the trend now. Spin first, please.
All right. This is going to be the spin for Mr. Farrelly. And it lands on Jimmy B. James Bond.
Yeah. Gonna keep that.
All right. Nick, will you go ahead and give Scully his questions in the category of James Bond?
No, Tim, but I'll give them to Joe.
Oh,
Joe,
yeah.
are you prepared for your questions in the category of
Did I
James
say
Bond?
Scully?
Yeah.
Take them, but no.
Give him to Joe, Nick. Good call.
Joe, your first question. Which Bond film features Bond fighting henchmen using the props of street performers, such as a sword swallower, fire juggler, and someone lying on a bed of nails?
Octopussy.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who plays Felix Leiter in Diamonds Are Forever?
Skip. Norman Burton.
That is correct for 2 points. Joe, your third question. In No Time to Die, what is the name of the prison where Blofeld is being held and eventually dies?
Belmarsh.
That is correct for 2 points.
It's an actual prison.
All right, Joe, your penultimate question. What is Renard's real full name in The World Is Not Enough?
Victor Zokas.
That is correct for 2 points. And Joe, your final question. In Goldfinger, in what U.S. city does Bond catch Goldfinger cheating at cards?
Miami.
That is correct for 2 more points and a clean sweep of James Bond.
All right, so Joe gets his total up to 18. We will bring back the wheel, and Mr. Newberry, this will be the spin for Scully.
Mm-hmm.
And it lands on Spinner's Choice.
There you go.
Epic Adventures.
I need 10. So whatever you can get 10.
Well, it's either that or Wizarding World. I forgot I put Wizarding World on there.
Well, then I would do Epic because Wizarding World's deep as crap. So
All right. Epic Adventures it is.
Okay. All right. Scully, I'll be giving you your questions in Epic Adventures. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Which Epic Adventures film features a drop of water that begins to fall upward? Five, 4, 3.
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, B, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, C, The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, or D, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
On Stranger Tides.
That is correct for 1 point. Your second question. Who voices Gollum in 1978's The Lord of the Rings?
Oh my God, what is his name?
Five, 4.
No.
3.
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, Peter Woodthrope, B, Norman Bird, C, Philip Stone, or D, Michael Skoles.
B.
B is incorrect. Joe, chance for a 1 point steal. Is it A, Peter Woodthrope, B, Norman Bird, C, Philip Stone, or D, Michael Skoles?
A.
A is correct for a 1 point steal. All right, Scully, your third question. What kind of animal attacks Lucy, which Trumpkin has to kill with an arrow in Prince Caspian?
A bear.
That is correct for 2 points. Your fourth question. What is the name of Salazar's ship in Dead Men Tell No Tales? Five.
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, Queen Anne's Revenge, B, Golden Pearl, C. Silent Mary, or D. Victoria's Master?
Silent Mary.
That is correct for 1 point. And Nick, I believe we're in a situation where Scully has to hit this for any point value and can't let Joe steal it.
Can't be stolen. Yep.
Yeah, it can't just can't be stolen. So Scully, your question is: in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Voller is posing as Dr. Schmidt and is working for what government organization?
The CIA.
That is incorrect. Scully, chance for a 2-point steal.
Joe.
Jesus, Joe, my God.
I also thought it was the CIA. The FBI.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for NASA.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. So with that, we are at a 10-point game, 19-9. Is that what you have, Nick?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, let's get into round number 3. How's it going to work?
Round number 3 is going to work like this. It is the betting round. We have 5 more questions that are on the Fandom fights. Once players hear the category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points on the question. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 3?
Nope, do it.
All right. Your first category you can bet points on is sci-fi icons. Let's get bets, starting with Joe.
1.
And Scully.
2.
All right. Your question is: during Sarah's escape from the hospital in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, she holds a man hostage and threatens to kill him. How specifically? So the only way we're moving on, Nick, is if Scully hits and Joe misses. Did I get the names right this time, Nick?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Proud of you.
I've known both of these people a long time. I don't know why my brain is being stupid. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Scully, let's start with you.
Cut his throat.
And Joe.
I don't know if it's specific enough. Stab with a syringe filled with liquid.
And your winner, Joe Farrelly, injecting with poison is what we had. I don't know if Nick's going to give that point to you or not, Joe. But yes, he is. But that is,
yeah.
There you go. So 18-7 is the final score there, Nick. Thoughts on the match?
20-11, but
yes.
Wait.
No.
20-7.
20-7. We both
fucked up. It's fine. This was a case of Scully picking a category that he thought would be his market, and it just wasn't at the same level that Joe's Bond was. And most people's things aren't at the same level that Joe's Bond is, quite frankly. At the end of the day, Joe's on a mission this year. And Scully is too, but I think Scully's mission is to come back and prove that he still has it. And I think just making it to the finals shows everyone that Scully still has it. So just because things fell Joe's way this match doesn't mean they couldn't fall Scully's another way. But I would hate to be in Joe's path this year, regardless of who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to go to the post-match interviews right now and talk to the players, see how they're feeling.
Thomas Scully, like I said, it should be. This is the second time you've made it to a tournament final. That's definitely a feather in your cap. At the end of the day, it can be daunting when Joe sits there and goes through a round 2 in less than a minute and gets 10 points out of it. Because then all the pressure's on you to swing and get 10 points also. And when it just didn't happen, Joe just found a way to get in there. But at the end of the day, you made it close in round 1. And if round 3 went on, looking at the categories that I'm looking at, I think it would have been competitive. But round 2 really just fell in Joe's way. I don't think you should hang your head too low, especially regarding your performance in the whole tournament as a whole. But how are you feeling back at it?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really give. I mean, second Joe spun Bond, I knew that was a 10. So it was an uphill battle from the jump. Round 1, it was good for a while, and then it's those last few questions just weren't it. And then should have taken Wizarding World. That's me kind of second guessing myself because I've heard how tough it is now. But it's my fucking bread and butter. You don't go against what works. Yeah, it sucks. I'm proud of that I was able to get this far, but at the same time, I just feel like it could have been a better result, even if it had been a loss. I mean, I did feel like I had a chance today, but it was about what I could retain, and a lot of the newer stuff that's been brought into Fandom. You watch once, you watch twice. You're hoping the information sinks in, and just on a mental level, for me, it hasn't sunk in deep yet. So, it's just all about, I guess, repetition, getting them to work. But it's tough. So
yeah, especially in a finals where the questions are admittedly harder than maybe a round 1 or a round 2.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is what I was hoping to prove, that I could get back to this level of play, back to a title level of play. I still have work to do, and there's still work to be done. So I guess if there's some silver lining, it gives me more oomph to kind of get over that next hurdle.
Fair. Cody, some thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's against Joe. Wizarding World could have happened, but I've seen great players play it and just not do well. So I don't know. I don't know which one the right call. I don't know if being down 3 to Joe is just pretty hard to come back in 3 rounds. We could have maybe done it. It's just he's playing really good. You said that no one wants to play Joe right now. I beg to differ. There's a person that's holding the belt, would love to hand him another loss. So I will be happy to be on that side of that one too. But I think Scully proved, Joe has been playing 18 months where Scully's been sitting back. So he's just continues to play. Scully hadn't, so he had to play catch up really quick. Yeah, I think maybe the Scully at the end of the year will be different than even the Scully you see right now. So we'll see. But I think he did really good to prove that he still has it and has that honor Hall of Fame title.
Absolutely. Scully, we will be seeing you again before year's end. But for now, congratulations on making it to the tournament finals, and we'll see you next time. Joe Farrelly, there was a year where you held both the belts, one of them for the entirety of the year, from the first title match to the last title match. And somehow this year feels like it is topping that year at the moment, at least in terms of some of your accomplishments, winning the last one standing. You've now won the singles tournament, which is not something you had done before. And in fact, the only other time you had the opportunity to do that, you were knocked out of that tournament by Thomas Scully. So in a way, that's an avenging, a way to avenge that loss as well. At the end of the day, Joe, you've run through this tournament. You've done fantastic against every person you've played against. You've faced some challenges. You have a pretty big one coming up next. But before we get to that, what are your thoughts on this match?
It was a great match. I think Scully hit the nail on the head, and so did Cody as well in that. With round 1, it is things like the Bourne identity, that stuff that has been in for me for a year and a half, but for Scully half a year. And I think that just little things like that is just where the edge comes in. Scully still played fantastically, hitting things like that he hit in that round. So the Lance of Longiness and stuff like that. That's only been in for 6 months for all of us. So I think Scully played a great match. Just when Epic, it is Spinner's choice, but obviously it's that number 1 contender level, and it just didn't fall in his wheelhouse today, which is disappointing because I got my strength, he got Spinner's. Hoping to take it a little bit further because I think that's good. And it's I need the test. I need I need as much practice as I can get.
Very fair. And I think we all know the reason for that being is because you are now going up. This was the 4th time you played against someone. And now I believe you'll be setting a record that you hold already anyway, because I don't think anyone's played each other 5 times. But you and Brittany are going to go for the 6th time, 5 of those being in title matches. This rivalry in general, the you-Brittany rivalry, is probably my favorite one in all of Fandom, and I don't know if one will be topped. buy it just based on how elite of a level you guys play at. Every time you've played, I don't know who's going to win. Brittany's had to play a perfect game to beat you. You've beaten Brittany when she's missed 3 questions 2 times in a row. Like, I don't know how it's going to go, but what is your mindset going into that challenge?
It's interesting because when you look at that record, I won the first 2 of those 5, and since then it's been Brittany. But I'm putting one of those squarely on my shoulders because if I bet 2 in Law and Order, doesn't go to sudden death, and I was the champ on the rematch. So that one was on me. Lack of confidence, having just lost to Brittany previously earlier in the year. You wanted to play it safe, but whether playing it safe happens now, because I said it earlier in the tournament, is that this tournament has been really interesting, and this whole year has been really interesting because players of very high standing, like people like Brittany and Rue and Tyler Birch and David and Arbel and all these players, they missed questions in matches, and I think questions that other people would have hit. It's not just like, well, that one was really, really tough. I think the way what's been added in, the amount of movies that have come in, the changing around of categories, I think it's had an effect on everyone, myself included. That I don't think anyone's as perfect as they were, and anyone's as close to perfect as they were. So I think it's going to make it very, very interesting. But I'm very much looking forward to it, and it's not a bad record this season.
I agree. Yeah, no, Joe, you're killing it. I think I speak for everyone when I say we're all excited for that. Mayhem at the Multiplex 7 is going to be insane. UV Brittany 6 could be the best one.
And hey, if I don't win, I still have a title shot.
That is also true. But we'll see. Maybe not. Who knows? Joe, congrats on winning the tournament. We'll see you at Mayhem.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us today at Fandom Fights. What a great match. Thank you to Thomas Scully and Cody Newberry. Thank you to Joe Farrelly. I think I got the names right. Thank you to Nick for writing the match. I've been Tim. Be sure to check out the teams finals when those are airing and the rest of the tournament. If you haven't caught up, Mayhem is coming. Spooky stuff going on at Fandom Fights. This is nuts. So thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.